Hello children, welcome for today's biology class. So today we are going to see the concluding part of the chapter, that is fundamental unit of life. So today we are going to cover the cell organelles, mitochondria, plastids and vacuoles, apart from that mitosis and meiosis. So now let us go inside the chapter. First let us study regarding mitochondria. So the mitochondria are small bodies that occur in large numbers. The mitochondrion consists of outer membrane, inner membrane, and the inner membrane it is folded inside, that you call that as crista. Can you see the outer membrane and the inner membrane, and the inner membrane it is having foldings, and the foldings you call that as cristae, and this is the matrix, fluid matrix seen inside the mitochondria. So inner membrane and outer membrane, crista and matrix. Okay, and they have their own DNA and ribosomes. Mitochondria is the organelle which containing its own DNA and ribosomes. So here what are the functions of mitochondria? So mitochondria, they have enzymes necessary for oxidation of glucose, this breakdown of glucose, and it releases the energy in the form of ATP. Okay, so because of that you call them as the powerhouse of the cell. It is very important question, repeatedly asked one. What are the powerhouse of the cell? That is mitochondria. Why? It can be asked. For that you can write this answer. Next let us study regarding plastids. The plastids are present only in plant cells. Mainly there are two types, that is chromoplast and leucoplast. Chromoplast are colored plastids, leucoplast are white or colorless. Okay, so they are the lamellated structures and it is bounded by double membrane like mitochondria. The plastids so in the case of chromoplast, if they have the green coloring pigment, you call them as chloroplast. So when the chlorophyll is present, you call them as chloroplast. They are helpful for photosynthesis. The leucoplast, it is colorless plastids. Okay, it is helpful for storing starch, oil, protein granules. For that storing purpose it is helpful. The plastids they have two distinct regions, that is grana and stroma. And the plastids also they have their own DNA and ribosomes. Actually this plastids and mitochondria, this both of them they have their own DNA and ribosomes. This is also repeatedly asked. One more question children. So here different type of plastids. See here, this leucoplast, chloroplast and chromoplast. Chromoplast are colored plastids, green colored, and storage plastids, it is white colored, colorless plastids. So it is chloroplast. Can you see the outer membrane, then inner membrane, stroma, that is fluid structure, and we can see the granum, that is like stack of coins. So actually it contains the chlorophyll. The functions of plastids. The chloroplast, you call them as the kitchen of the cell. Okay, mitochondria, so powerhouse of the cell, lysosome, suicide bags of the cell, and the chloroplast is the kitchen of the cell. So why it is known as kitchen of the cell? Because it is helpful in the process of photosynthesis. The chromoplast, when you observe the colors, the petal, the flowers, they are various colored. So why they are showing various colors? That is due to the presence of this chromoplast. And the leucoplast, it stores food. You can see in the case of potato and all, so the white colored structure, that is storing the starch grains. This is helpful in the storing of food and all. Next one is vacuole. These vacuoles are sac-like structures. They are mainly meant for the storage of solid and liquid material. So vacuoles are small sized in animal cells and large sized in plant cells. So in the case of plant cells, the vacuoles are full of cell sap. Okay, and that contains amino acids, water, protein, organic acids, sugar, etc. The cell sap, it provides the turgidity or the rigidity. The cells are present inside, it gives the turgidity or rigidity to the cell. In unicellular organism like amoeba, the vacuole having food, that you call that as storage vacuole. There is food vacuole. And some vacuoles, they show osmoregulatory function. They mainly by sending the excess water outside. For that purpose it is helpful. So they are showing osmoregulatory function, and this elimination of wastes also. For that purpose also it is helpful. Okay, that is excretory vacuole, food vacuole, excretory vacuole, and contractile vacuole, that are helpful in osmoregulatory function. and the outer membrane of the vacuole you call them as tonoplast. Outer membrane you call them as tonoplast. So can you see the plant vacuoles? They are like this, no, bigger in size. This is also vacuoles. So because of the presence of bigger vacuole, the nucleus, no, sometimes it may be pushed towards one side in the case of plant cells. So now let us study the cell division, mitosis and meiosis. So here, what is mitosis? It is the division of somatic body cells. Okay. Then meiosis means the division of gametes, that is sex cells, gamete cells, that is, no, they are formed by meiosis. Actually, mitosis is helpful in the mainly for growth, repair, regeneration. For that purpose it is helpful. And the meiosis is helpful in the purpose of formation of gametes, that is male gametes, female gametes. For the formation it is helpful. So mitosis we call them as, no, it is equational division. So here the number, it is number of chromosomes, it is maintained. The similar number will be there in parent cell also, in the daughter cell also. But meiosis, the number is reduced into half. Okay. So here now let us study the mitosis. So mitosis, it can be whatever cell division. You can divide them into karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis means division of nucleus. And after the division of nucleus, it is followed by cytokinesis, division of cytoplasm. Okay, first nuclear division, then later cytoplasmic division. So karyokinesis or nuclear division is very long. So it occurs in 4 steps. It is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Okay, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So regarding this, we will study detailing in your higher classes, children. So just remember, mitosis, it occurs during the growth and regeneration. And the number of chromosome, it is similar. Parent cell also, when the cell divides to form that daughter cells also, the number of chromosomes present will be similar. One cell, it divides to 2 cells in the case of mitosis. So here can you see the parent cell, first prophase, then later metaphase, then anaphase, telophase. Okay, so here the chromosome splits, and here you see here first nuclear division and later cytoplasmic division, then 2 daughter cells are formed. It will be exactly like parent cell only, but only smaller in size. So later it will undergo no growth and it will resemble the parent cell in size. When it attains maturity, once again it can undergo cell division according to the need. Meiosis, that you call that is reductional division. Actually 2 steps occur in meiosis, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. The same steps, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, but meiosis 1 you give the number 1 here, and meiosis 2 you give the number 2 here. Okay, it occurs in 2 steps in meiosis. So that's why the number is reduced into half. Mitosis, it occurs in single step. Can you see? First meiosis 1, this one is meiosis 1 up to this. So this is meiosis 2. In meiosis 1, one cell, it undergoes division and results in the formation of 2 daughter cells. And once again, these 2 daughter cells, both of them, they undergo division meiosis 2, and ultimately 4 daughter cells are formed at the end. So here the number of chromosomes are reduced into half. That's why you call this as reductional division also. So let us study the differences between mitosis and meiosis. So I already told you, mitosis, it gives 2 daughter cells, while meiosis gives 4 daughter cells. Meiosis, so in the case of meiosis, it leads to genetic variation. There will be variations will be there. That's why the offsprings formed from parents, no, so they are not resembling each other also, and exactly they won't resemble the parents also, because meiosis, it occurs during gamete formation, and the mitosis, it gives identical cells. Like mother cell, it will be similar, and mitosis, the same number of chromosomes will be there in the nucleus. But in the case of meiosis, the number of chromosomes are reduced into half. Half the number of chromosomes will be there. And mitosis, only single division, but in meiosis, 2 divisions. And mitosis, it occurs in body cells, and meiosis occurs during gamete formation. Okay, children. So these are the differences between mitosis and meiosis. It can be asked in 2-mark questions and all. Okay, so today we are concluding up to this, children. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.